Welcome to Here Now, a season of audio theater from Keen Company. We're an award-winning nonprofit theater in New York City, championing identification and connection through stories about the decisive moments that change us. I'm Jonathan Silverstein, the artistic director, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to Radio Nowhere by Kate Cortesi, the fourth production in our season of audio theater. Join us in embracing the virtual off-Broadway experience. Take a moment to find your seat, silence any distractions, and lower your house lights. It's time to settle in for a night at the theater and enjoy Radio Nowhere.
Testing, 1, 2. Are you hearing a buzz? I'm not in the booth today, believe it or not. I'm broadcasting live from my mom's porch in Cleveland, Ohio. I'll get into that in a sec, but I had to jerry-rig the setup, and it's a little... There's the peace and quiet I like to ruin. Hi, hello, and welcome back to Radio Nowhere. I'm your host, DJ Anonymous. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, is it starting?
Yeah, just started.
Cool, let me go grab a... Fredo, Doris' son's thing is starting. Get the chairs and I'll grab beer.
Okay.
Did I mention I'm not in the booth? Gotta love that authentic neighborhood ambiance, am I right? Today's show is gonna be a little different. Hopefully not in a stressful way. As our regulars know, normally Radio Nowhere is a commercial-free hour of non-hits, anti-hits. We hate hits. What we play are songs by you, our listeners. Anonymous, idiosyncratic, unproduced music by and for nobodies. Nobodies like you and me. We're not competitive or hierarchical. We're not tastemakers or gatekeepers. Good, bad, whatever. At Radio Nowhere, the music just is. To submit a song, go to radionowhere.com, upload your track of 4 minutes or less, send it in, and I'll send it out over the airwaves across the universe. And your little sonic message in a bottle just might find its way to some existentially marooned stranger.
I love that.
Rad, send us a song.
Yeah, right. Wait, am I on the radio like right now?
Yes, you are. And syndicated in 6 continents, from Cleveland, Ohio, to the great beyond.
First lit city, baby.
That's right.
First lit city indeed. Cleveland was the first American city lit by electricity. We children of Cleveland are indoctrinated from birth in our electrical origin story. Thomas Edison is Ohio's own personal Santa Claus.
Yes.
Yeah. So, today's show's a little different. I will not be playing your music, sadly. Instead, I joined the time-honored radio tradition of begging for your money in a telethon!
He's good. Hey, you're really good at guitar. What's your name, man?
Doesn't
Your
want
real
people
name.
to know. Obviously, his stage name is DJ Anonymous.
All good. We're live. Let's be live. Once again, I am DJ Anonymous. And I have journeyed back to my childhood home from New York City because my mom died.
I am so sorry for your loss.
Nope. It's all good. She passed like
Doris
6
was
months ago, and
Yeah, I'm like super pretty for a woman her age.
Fredo, gross.
What? How's that gross?
she was super pretty. Anyway, so I come back here. I'm going through my mom's stuff, and the most valuable thing in the house is this weird collection that I happen to despise. They stare at me from a special jar on the mantle. Meanwhile, I'm getting bills for the yearly fees for the show. Airwaves, the satellite stuff, renting the booth, the website, and I gotta replace some equipment. So to keep Radio Nowhere going another year costs about $35,000. So here we are. I need money, and I have something to sell. So I'm going to try to sell it to you. What am I selling? It's hard to talk about because it's so fucking weird. It's a collection of 38 tiny little things. I'm selling each one individually for $1,000 each. And ideally, I leave here today with $38,000. Too ambitious? Let's see. When you find out what I'm selling, you will be appalled. I mean, mortified. So bear with me, hear me out, and okay. Are you ready?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Come on.
I am selling my father's fingernails.
What? Ew.
I'm selling the little moon-shaped fragments of his nails clipped by my mother and saved in this jar since before I was born.
Dude.
$1,000 a pop. I know, I hear you, but trust me, the resale value is a lot higher because of who my father was and is and always will be. My father is a man who has never acknowledged me in public. He called me son on the phone a few times. I couldn't tell if he meant son, my child, or son, young man, but I was always going to know way more about him than he'd know about me. His story tells like one of his novels you were probably required to read at some point in your education. I mean, he fought in 3 wars over 4 continents and 2 different centuries. He wrote 11 novels, 2 novellas, 3 collections of poetry, and a screenplay about horses, and the book and lyrics to a Broadway musical that ran for a record-setting 2 weeks. That record, by the way, was for the shortest run on Broadway. He was married 8 times, and every single wife, except the first one, was his mistress during his previous marriage. Oh, he owned 40 cats with 6 toes, and that is actually true. My mom never married him. She didn't want to. She preferred being his mistress on Tuesdays from Memorial Day to Labor Day the summer before Tupac died. That was 96 when I was conceived. I know, gross. When I was 12 and starting to make music of my own, I told myself the spirit of Tupac was passed on to me when we crossed mortal planes like ships in the night, but it obviously wasn't. Spirits don't work that way, and even if they did, I don't think Pac would have chosen me. When he died at an unknown age, my father, not Tupac, he called up his wife number 6, and said, I can no longer live with what mankind is capable of. And he shot himself in the head with wife number 6 right there on the line. Wife number 8 went to the grave bitter that he called number 6 for his grand exit, but it wasn't personal. Wife number 6 owned a literal magazine empire, and I swear to God, that motherfucker was determined to die a famous death. And I'll give it to him. I haven't gotten to the end of a single one of his long-ass novels, but the man wrote the shit out of his own ending. My father has no known surviving children and 7 unknown surviving children. I'm one of them. So, as you've probably figured by now, my illegitimate father was the late, great, but honestly, pretty shitty J.R.R.R. Alexander White. Yeah. Wait, did you hear that? That's my first sale. 2 nails were sold to a person in Singapore. Whoa. It's working.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So Doris, is that Doris?
Yeah.
The long black veil, Doris.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. I am literally about to read The Jar of Daisies at Kiki's wedding.
Yeah, crazy.
And you had to read
Yeah.
3 Brothers?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't read it, but, you know.
I think I made it to the end of Prudence, right? The one where the girl drowns herself? Oh.
So I've heard.
Oh, we saw the movie about him with
Anthony Hopkins. What's it called, the movie?
The Genius Dilemma.
Right.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
genius dilemma. What was the dilemma?
Well, you know, would you rather be a good person or make great art? That
Right.
old false binary.
So Salma Hayek plays your mom.
Yes, the nails. She clips his nails. Oh my God, of course, that scene. That awful scene.
Oh,
And then the poem. What's it called? Oh, don't tell me I know this.
Grooming.
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 It is about taking care of someone in a way that they can't for themselves. These are those nails?
These are those nails. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I kind of went through the long black veil phase in college. I know that book too well. I wish that I'd known that she lived next door. What? Beep? What is that beeping? What is
Hey, Cheryl.
Do you hear a beeping?
Oh, dude, I think your telephone's ringing.
Oh shit, you're right. We haven't done live calls before, so hello, Radio Nowhere. Nope. This is DJ Anonymous. You're on the air, I think.
Mr. White, or is it Mr. Mendoza?
It's DJ Anonymous.
All right. Marion Filler, Treasurer Secretary of the JRRR, Alexander White Society. I'm on the radio?
Yes.
You believe you are in possession of Doris Mendoza's fingernail collection of Mr. White's?
Yes. Yep.
Doris Mendoza of Cleveland is your mother.
Yes.
I implore you, Mr.
Anonymous.
Sir, not to sell them off in pieces. Don't scatter the artifacts and dilute their potency.
Dilute their... What sort of magic do you think dead Carradine is capable of?
Drawing tourists to the museum. I'll have to speak to the president, but I'm quite sure we would all love to display the entire collection of his fingernails, alongside a first edition of the Long Black Veil. Each year...
Oh, shoot. Call dropped. Gah. I don't want to sell to a museum. I don't want to keep glorifying him. The whole point of selling him off, piece by tiny, disgusting piece...
So did she ever talk about what it felt like to be that muse?
Never. I mean, she told me how they met, and she referred to him from time to time, but she never really sounded like she was talking about a boyfriend. You know, it sounded like she was talking about an author.
In the books about him, Doris of Cleveland always declines to be interviewed.
Yeah, when anyone called or came to the house, she'd tell me to tell them, read the poems. Everything interesting is in the book. With her friends, my mom was very outgoing and silly, but with academics and reporters and biographers, she was shy. Well, not shy, but indifferent, irritated. She was a real snob. I think not in a bad way, but she didn't trust people who write about art and artists. Poetry is sustenance like the air, she used to say. They're not made to be talked about. They're made to be lived inside of. We should all live inside a poem for a while, and if you insist on talking about it, talk about how it felt to live there. She loved to critique a critic. This book is big and his mind is small. This play is big and his mind is small. Small or mediocre. Mediocre. She hurled that word at everyone, basically, who wasn't a Spanish painter or a Russian novelist or a Chilean poet or my father. When I told her about Radio Nowhere not long before she died, she called it Tu Experimentito de Música Mediocre. My little experiment in musical mediocrity. Uh-oh. I think it's a museum lady again. Ugh. Radio Nowhere, you're on the air. But if you're a museum, I'm afraid we're not interested in...
I'm a museum kid. I wrote the fucking movie.
Oh, so you're
Writer, like your old man.
well, a screenwriter.
I wrote The Genius Dilemma starring Anthony Hopkins. Let me tell you, Tony drinks like
If
a
readers
writer.
don't actually read the words you write down,
Three of your old man's fingernails for shits and giggles. Why the fuck not?
screenwriters are more like
Gonna
movie
keep 'em on my
organizers.
desk, right next to the red swatch of fabric from the Schindler's List coat Steven gifted me for Hanukkah. I want to tell you two things. What's your name?
I'm DJ Anonymous.
Okay, that's dumb. Your name plus your art equals a man's one shot at immortality. Ars longa vita brevis. That's Latin for life is short, but art is taller than fucking Giannis. Make great art, you live forever. But don't take my word for it. Ask Aristotle.
No, that God complex is exactly the type of colonial masculinity
Doesn't
that.
matter. Two things, okay? One, it's good your dad's a dick. You need at least one shit parent if you want to amount to something. Love children, don't do shit.
I do not agree,
Two.
actually.
The nail cutting scene in the movie, where Anthony Hopkins orders Salma Hayek to cut his nails.
And when she refuses, he hits her in the mouth. Yeah, I remember.
She clips his nails. He feels bad. They make up, yada, yada, yada. But the real payoff is when he calls the next morning. He tells her, save the nail pieces, Doris. They'll be worth a lot one day. And we see, she doesn't see it, but we do. He's written about her cutting his nails, and it's a great fucking poem. A soon-to-be famous fucking poem. You remember?
Yes.
That scene got me nominated for an Oscar. But kid, I wanted you to hear it from me. The scene didn't fucking happen. That was a little thing called dramatic license.
Yeah, I know. My mom was not a battered woman.
He's the protagonist. He's got to drive the action.
You know, my mom rejected him. He was only allowed to come over one night a week. He stayed in Cleveland all summer for her, and she only let him in the house on Tuesdays. But you made her a survivor of domestic violence?
Let
like,
me give
what
you a
the...
tip. Bad in life equals good on screen. Good in life equals bad on screen. We need heroes who sees destiny by the balls. The protagonist's gotta be Destiny's parent, not Destiny's child. You can't have that. Good luck, kid. Your dad's an asshole, but not like in the movie. But hold on to your anger, though. Hold on tight and never let go. And when you make something great with it, for fuck's sake, put your fucking name on it.
Well, I don't know about you, but I could go for a paradigm shift right about now.
Wow.
I think that guy just ruined every single movie I've ever seen except for like.
Blue is the warmest color?
Yeah.
Totally. That was literally stunning.
I need another beer.
Uh-oh. Radio Nowhere, you're on the air.
Oh my fucking God! First of all, DJ Anonymous, your show, Radio Nowhere, listen.
Yeah?
That shit is hilarious. Those songs suck ass, and I live.
What?
I
No.
live.
No.
Me and my friends, right? Sometimes we'll light a J and listen and just laugh.
No, I'm not. We're not like mocking or making fun.
Sure. It's cute, but also, like, come on. This is just THC, by the way. It doesn't get you high. It just helps with my migraines. Yo, so, I'm not buying your dad's nails. That's fucking sick. But Mr. Oscar nominated can't have the last word, okay?
Amen. But to be clear, I'm really not making
So
fun
way
of
I
the
see
listeners.
It, right? The whole entire literary canon of white males can suck a dick. Suck a dick and choke on that shit. I am ready. I'm done.
Choke on that shit. Oh my god.
Burn it all down. Pour the gas on that shit, light a match, flip your hair, and walk the other way.
Yes. I'm adding the genius dilemma to the bonfire.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay, but please let me keep Anthony Hopkins.
Fair. You could keep Anthony Hopkins. For now. But, Joe, can I tell you a story right quick?
Sure.
Cool. So, last month, I go to see Measure for Measure with my theater studies class, right? And, okay, caveat, I was kind of hot. But I had this idea. It's like a thought exercise. Okay, so, like, picture this. You're watching a Shakespeare play. It doesn't have to be Measure for Measure. And at any point in the play, I call, freeze! The actors freeze. No one talks, and we ask the audience a question. One question.
Okay.
It's like a poll. Everyone answers one single question. And the question is,
What?
what did he just say? The guy on stage or the girl, whoever had the last line, what did they say? Like on some reading comprehension shit, in your own words, what did he say?
Okay.
Between 97 and 100% of the audience will get the answer wrong. Nobody understands what the fuck anyone in Shakespeare is saying. So I say, that shit can go. By the way, poll results will not be racially skewed. White folks will not outperform.
All right. Great. Let's ban books. Ban Shakespeare. What's next? Firing squad?
Oh, hello, sir. How are you today? Hi. I'm not saying ban. You ain't gotta ban it. Just make it compete. Let Measure for Measure go up against Scandal and see what happens. Because you know what? Olivia Pope gonna be good. She gonna be like, did someone say something? No? Okay.
Now that's apples and oranges.
The musty old shit needs prestige. It needs scholarship. It needs teacher to put it on the syllabus. Because if you don't require us to read it, ain't no way we reading that shit. That's some dead white male affirmative action right there. You want to fight me? Fight. Take it off the fucking syllabus and see what happens.
Literally, my father's novels are so hard to read, and that is definitely like proof of his genius. Like, he's so smart, no one can understand him.
Get free, man. Call it boring and go get a snack. Look, DJ Anonymous, good luck, man. Make a lot of money liquidating that motherfucker and do something nice for yourself. Peace.
Peace.
Okay, sure. Yes, Shakespeare is, yes. And also, like, I'm reading The Jar of Daisies at my cousin's wedding. It's really beautiful. And I do understand it. It makes me feel connected to the endless cycle of human beings falling in love.
My mom is the smartest woman you will ever know, but she's gonna go down in history as the brown village girl who became the mistress of a white genius, as if his attraction to her is what makes her interesting.
Okay, I hear you. I just like the poems. And I don't see the woman in them as a poor little brown girl. I just want to be loved like that.
What the fuck?
But he didn't love her like he did in the poems. That's bullshit. Their life was nothing like that.
That's why it's a poem. It's better than life.
You sound like my mom.
People are buying these things. Dude, you're over halfway
shit.
sold.
Radio Nowhere, you're on the air.
Hello, this is Hattie LaRue. With whom am I speaking?
I'm DJ Anonymous, but who cares? Because you're Hattie LaRue, you're a legend. My mom loved you. We watched all your movies and she... Wow, she was hard to impress, but this might have impressed her. How did you hear about the Radio Nowhere telethon?
JRRR, Twitter is tweeting.
No kidding.
You're famous, which you're entirely wasting by having Anonymous for a stage name. I'll never understand it. Anyway, I'm calling because, of course, I knew your father well as the lead in... How should we put it?
Yeah.
The one unequivocal failure of his career, Up the River, on Broadway. I sang a 2.5-hour show to an empty house for 16 shows in a row.
Wow.
We were the laughing stock of Broadway. Hate him if you want. We all have our wounds we like to nurse, but the man faced the page again and again, and he risked failure every time he did. And you know what? He failed. Publicly! It was documented in the New York Times. You'll never fail like that, hiding behind this DJ Anonymous like you do.
But his failures don't count against him. They're just seeds or lesser works.
Have you ever sung to an empty theater? Have you ever been mocked in the New York Times? It doesn't feel like lesser anything. It feels like death. death you're forced to live through. Switching subjects, I hear you. You're a musician. Maybe a very good one, but you'll never reach your potential without an audience! And you'll never have an audience if no one knows who you are.
But isn't everyone who chases an audience kind of an asshole?
Oh, he really was an asshole, wasn't he? But honestly, so am I. It's actually delightful to have a worthy opponent at rehearsal. Speaking of rehearsal, I'm on a 5, but I'll say one more thing. His musical was a flop because it deserved to be, and it was his fault.
Now we're talking.
J.R. understood words on the page for the reader. He understood the private dialogue of the mind. He was a very great poet. And I don't care how white and male and all the rest of it he was.
Straight.
Boy, was he. You ain't kidding. But he was an interesting novelist. But the man couldn't write for actors to save his life. He did not understand live performance. The lights, the choreography, the music, the strings, and the percussion. He drowned all of us in words. He didn't know how to write for us, and he didn't care to learn. The great writers for the stage leave space for my genius. They leave space for the audience. But your father hoarded all the poetry for himself.
A poetry hoarder. I love it.
At least he tried, which is more than you can say. I'd rather flop for an empty house than never get on stage. And please stop feeling sorry for your mother. She didn't have to let him into her house, she didn't have to cut his nails, and she didn't have to let him into her bed. He could be a lot of fun. Oh, believe it or not, some of us like having fun, and some of us turned him down. 'Twas possible. So I guess I just wanted to say that. Good luck, kiddo.
Bye, Miss LaRue. I'm honored to meet you. Thanks for calling and rejecting him. What a possibility.
So how'd your parents meet? Where'd they meet?
J.R.R.R. Alexander White came to Cleveland in May 1996. Our city lured him out to the middle-brow Midwest with our world-class orchestra. His poetry was being set to music. A massive composition for a choir and orchestra. His arrival was an event. The city rolled out the red carpet and flowers were planted. And as the story goes, J.R. was reading under an apple tree in Cuyahoga National Park when an apple fell on his head. He looked up and saw my mom sitting on a big rock, also reading. She was wearing a long black shawl. He walks over and asks what she's reading, and before she finishes saying the title of the book, they've started to make love. My mom, the reclusive Cleveland mistress, has sadly and somewhat disgustingly verified the facts of this account. She was reading The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock by T.S. Eliot, translated by Pedro Serrano. J.R. falls under a spell, misses his flight back to London, and surprises the history of literature by spending the summer in Ohio. He only sees her on Tuesdays. She forbade him to come more than that. She said that's how she kept him hooked, by rejecting him 6 days a week. She said if she learned anything from poetry, it's that people love those that reject them the most. It sounds manipulative, but she is the sole subject of an entire poetry collection, his most famous work. The Berlin Philharmonic did the chorale last year. Wow. There's only 2 nails left.
Yes, woo!
I made $36,000.
All right.
Radio Nowhere can definitely survive another year. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks for hanging in. Hello, this is DJ Anonymous.
Sobrino, es your tío, Octavio.
Hey, Theo.
¿Cómo estás?
Good. Muy bien. Where are you?
Quito. Did you know that I submitted a song in iPro?
No. Did I play it?
Yes, you did.
How did it feel?
Como reading a poem you wrote in someone else's handwriting. That's how your mother would say. But I call you today because I am listening to your show today, and you sound angry. You don't have to be angry. Don't be hungry. She would not like that.
Who?
Your mother, Doris. That woman do what she want. She refused to have interview. She did not talk about J.R. whatever the fuck his name is. Personally, I don't think she like him very much. I don't think she like him. Once a week, he come inside the house. That's it. I mean, you tell me, is that a woman who loves a man, his body, his company? I don't think so. But Sobrino, she really loved his poetry. She loved his poems so much, she put herself inside them on purpose. You understand? Everything she did on purpose, including you. She don't want a baby, she don't have a baby, but she did. You don't have to pity her, you don't have to rescue her. Doris do what she want. Doris live how she want. Can you say the same for you?
I hear you, Theo.
Don't put this money for Radio Nowhere. How much you have?
I have $36,000.
Why you don't record your music, huh? When you were little and I speak on the phone to Doris, if you were playing, practicing, we would listen, no talking, only listen sometimes for like too long. It was too long, but I really like to hear that. Why you don't take this money and record music? Or have a concert with your name, your nombre de familia, and your handsome face, just like Tio Octavio, huh? Why not? Huh?
Why not? Yeah.
What's the problem? What's the problem? I would like that so much. So much.
Yeah?
Absolutely. I love you.
Bye, Theo. I love you too. Mom used to say all the time, todo lo que importa es imaginario. Everything that matters is imaginary. When I was little, I thought she was being fun. Just playing with me. She was a wonderful mother to play with and pretend with. She had a wild imagination. And it was easy to make her laugh. And then I got older and meaner, sadder. And her imagination was embarrassing. Everything that matters is imaginary. I mean, how babyish, how ridiculous. Todo lo que importa es imaginario. Money's not imaginary. War is not imaginary. Being late for school is not imaginary, okay? I'm in trouble. We were always late. But then, when I started writing songs in college, I would think about her alone in our house, reading, always reading. And I thought, oh, I get it. She means stories are bigger than life. Stories are better than life. the realm of the imagination is so much more alive and real than reality, right? Like, a song about a broken heart is truer than a real, actual broken heart, right? The real thing is so much clumsier than the songs. And okay, yeah, I kind of resented her worship of literature because, well, yeah, but this made sense to me, that stories were more real for her. I accepted that, however else it made me feel. But now I think I was wrong about that too. I think she was being literal about reality. Everything that matters is imaginary. She doesn't mean fiction. She means reality is made from our collective imagination. We build reality by collectively imagining it. Money is imaginary. A $100 bill is just a piece of paper we've all agreed is worth something. We're pretending it's worth what it's worth so we can function. 8 o'clock is imaginary. It's a thing the whole world pretends together so we can make plans and organize our lives. The 12-hour day is a collective fantasy that helps us. And Cleveland is imaginary. The buildings and the people are real, but it's Clevelandness is a story. And what is war but the imagination of two sides fighting with real bombs? Todo lo que importa es imaginario. Yeah, I think what she meant is imaginary things aren't fake. They're something we participate in. My mom was deliberate with her imagination. Yeah, she was really deliberate. I'm sitting here looking at these nails. They're ugly and old. They're decaying. They're so small. Everything that matters is imaginary. All that matters is imaginary. For something else to matter, just imagine something else. For someone else to matter, just imagine someone else. All that matters is imaginary. All that matters is imaginary. To make someone else matter, just imagine someone else like you, like you, like you. Don't forget to imagine you too. Todo lo que importa es imaginario. Todo lo que importa es imaginario. Para cambiar lo que quieres, solo imagínalo. All that matters is imaginary. All that matters is imaginary. To make someone else matter, Just imagine someone else like you, like you, like you. Don't forget to imagine you too. Don't forget to imagine you too. Thank you for all your contributions to the Radio Nowhere Telethon. My name is Brian Elias Mendoza White.
Thank you for listening to this performance of Here Now, Keen Company's season of audio theater. If you've enjoyed what you've heard so far, hit the subscribe button in your podcast app, and please take a moment to rate us and leave a review. This will help Keen connect to more audio play lovers like you. You've just listened to Radio Nowhere by Kate Cortesi, directed by Taylor Reynolds, starring Alfredo Narciso as Cleveland neighbors and callers from around the world, George Salazar as DJ Anonymous, Amelia Workman as Cleveland neighbors and callers from around the world. Guitar by Liam Bellman Sharp. The End by Day 7, used under Creative Commons License 3.0. Original music and sound design by Frederick Kennedy. Stage managed by Avery Trunco. Audio engineered by Garrett Schultz. This performance is part of Keen Company's Here Now season of audio theater, led by artistic director Jonathan Silverstein. The season's audio consultant is Garrett Schultz. The Here Now theme is composed by Billy Reese. Want exclusive perks, bonus content, and invites to virtual opening night parties? Sign up for a Here Now season membership. Packages start at just $1 a month. Looking to support off-Broadway theater artists? Make a tax-deductible gift to Keen Company and contribute to Stories of Connection. Learn more at www.keencompany.org. Thank you for listening. I look forward to joining you at the virtual theater again soon.